What would Joel do? What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, now. Today I'm going to talk about support and resistance levels and trend lines. The trend is always your friend. All right, let me turn this music down. All right. All right, before we get into this video, if you don't understand how to read candlestick charts, you need to go back and look at my previous video. I believe it's called Reading Candlestick Charts. Once you go through that video, you'll understand this video a little bit better. But you definitely want to start with learning how to read candlestick charts. Once you learn how to read candlestick charts, it will make this video a lot easier. So, today we're going to talk about support, resistance, and trend lines. Okay, when you're reading or analyzing a stock chart, you want to, these are the basics of trading. All right, you don't want to use trend lines or support and resistance solely for trading, but you definitely want to know the basics. It's just like in playing basketball. You got to learn how to dribble. You have to learn how to shoot. And then, you can create your own way of shooting or dribbling or crossing people up. But you have to learn the basics so that you can learn how to play the game. So let's analyze this chart. So we're going to look at Apple, which is America's favorite stock. All right, we're looking at an hour chart. All right, and we're using the Thinkorswim platform, which is with TD Ameritrade. So the first thing I do when I look at a chart, well, it depends on what time frame I'm looking on. So I'm looking at an hour chart. So this was Friday, this was Thursday, this was Wednesday. So the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the highest point. So this looks like it's the highest point. You can always get the exact value by looking here. Place the arrow on the candle, and it looks like the high was around 97.33. So what I'll do is I'll go here to drawings, I'll do a price level, and I'll place a line right here, which was 97.33. All right, to make it exact, I'll right click, I edit, and I want that price to show. So I want the price to show on the right. It was 97.33. I'll make it a little big by making the width of that line 3 instead of 1. I hit OK, and voila, we have a line here. All right, if I want it to extend to the left, I'll right click again, I'll edit, and where is my extension? Oh, here it is, left extension, right extension. So I'll extend it to the left and extend it to the right. So that's our highest point for the last 3 days. The next thing I want to do is I want to look at my lowest point. So I just briefly look through the chart, and it looks like this is the lowest point. So the lowest point was, it looks like 93.69. So we're going to draw another line here. 93.69. Doesn't have to be exact. If I wanted to make it exact, I'll go here. I change it to 93.69. I want the price to show 3 in width. I hit OK. All right, so what we have here is I always want to know what the highest price and the lowest price of Apple for the last 3 days. Well, let's check it out. Apple's highest price was $97.33. Its lowest price was $93.69. So what I've gathered from this information is just like buying anything. If you buy bread, if you buy anything, you always want to know the lowest and the highest price. All right, so the lowest price is always going to be our support level. Support. So let's go ahead and name this support. So we can, here you can show the name. This is where you write the name. So we're going to write support here. support. And we want it to show, we'll show it on the right side as well. So we're going to put support. We're going to change this to our resistance level, and I'll explain why. We want it to show on the right side. 3 is in width. Now let's say you wanted to get jazzy with it. You didn't like the white colors. You can always change the colors to match your personality. Let's make it blue. Make our resistance level blue. Make our support level, let's say, red. All right. Hit OK, hit OK. So we have a resistance level, which is blue. We have a support level, which is red. All right. So what is your support? Your support is usually your lowest point. So as this stock travels during the next couple of days, we want to stay within this particular range. So I watched the stock for, about 2 to 3 days, and I know that this resistance level is here and this support level is here. Why is this resistance? Resistance is usually the highest priced. All right. Support is usually the lowest priced. All right. Once we travel through the support, what ends up happening is our support will become our resistance. And that's basically how stocks react in the market. All right, you have a resistance level and you have a support level, and the stocks stay within that resistance and support. Just like if you bought bread and it fluctuated between $2 and $4, the $2 would be the support level, the $4 would be the resistance level. Once you break through resistance and you travel higher than the original resistance, what ends up happening is your resistance will now become support. So if we ever travel high enough to break this resistance level, and if you notice, this is Apple. Right now we're at $94. $93.69 is the support. If we break the $93.69 support level, then the support level will become resistance. And then this won't be a resistance level anymore. This will be the new resistance level if we drop below. And what will end up happening is it will try to break back into this channel. Now, I don't want to explain what channels are at this particular time, but for now, this is resistance. Resistance is a level that you're trying to travel through, try to get through its highest price. Support level is a level of support. Think of it like if you live in an apartment building, or if you live in a condo. All right, when you walk around on your particular floor, let's say you live on the 5th floor. So if you live on the 5th floor, you have the 4th floor, which is beneath you. You have the 6th floor, which is above you. All right, while you're walking around on your 5th floor, your feet are walking on your support level. Your ceiling is your resistance level. Now you'll stay on the 5th floor as long as you don't go through the floor or through the roof. So let's say you invited 1,000 people into your apartment and you guys are partying on the 5th floor. What it end up happening is if the support level of that floor doesn't hold up, what's going to end up happening? All 1,000 of your visitors, you're going to fall through the support level and you're going to fall to the 4th level. And then now the 4th level will become support until, the support level on the 4th level can't support the 1,000 people that are partying. And then you'll fall to the 3rd floor. And then the 3rd floor will become support. Now, let's say you're partying on the 5th floor. And, this is kind of funny. Let's say somebody gets on your shoulder and they push through the ceiling. Well, if they push through the ceiling, you're going to enter the 6th floor. And then you'll pull everybody up onto the 6th floor. And then what it end up happening is that resistance level, which was higher, once you push through the ceiling and you were able to go through that resistance level, now you can go from the 5th floor to the 6th floor, and you can party on the 6th floor as long as you don't fall through that hole, which is the support level. Once you fall through that hole, you'll fall back to the 5th floor. I know that was a crazy analogy, but You know, I'm trying to give you guys a visual to try to understand. So let's take a look. Let's extend this line to the left and see what happens. Okay. So let's say we didn't know what the support or resistance level was. Let's say this is a 20-day hour chart. Watch what happens. So this does say resistance, so we're just going to take the name off of it. Do not show. And we're just going to draw a line. And if you notice, look, we just drew a support level or a resistance level back here. But watch what happens. At some point, now this wasn't an exact support or resistance level, but look at what the stock did. It came around this area, it went up, it came around this area again, and then it went up. Why? Because at some point, this resistance level was a support level. Maybe it was around this point. And then watch what happens when it finally breaks and it holds underneath this level. Watch what happens. Once we broke below this area, it was hard to stay above it again. And if you notice, we stayed underneath. We tried to bounce back up. And as soon as we stayed above this level or closed above this level, you can see how the stock market can react. Now, that wasn't exact, but because we didn't go back further, but that's what ends up happening in the market. This was a support level at some point. We got close to it. We got close to it. We came up. And then we closed. We opened up the next day underneath this level. It fought its way to get back up. We finally broke below it. Don't look at this mark. We stayed above this level. And like I said, there's different lines that you can draw. All right. So let's go back again. And let's look at the last 3 or 4 days. Because that wasn't a very good demonstration. But depending on the time frame that you're looking on, it's always best to go from left to right than looking at what happened in the past. So for now, we're going to start, let's look at Apple on Monday, and let's draw our levels. So we're going to draw a level here as a resistance level. We're going to draw a level here as support. All right, now you guys understand what support and resistance. So we're going to write resistance here again. Ugh. We're going to draw support. And now we're going to talk about trend lines. All right. So what is a trend line? A trend line is a form of support and resistance, just like these particular lines. These particular lines are horizontal. All right. And of course, we don't have any vertical lines, but these are horizontal support and resistance levels. Trend lines are lines that you draw that are pretty much diagonal, because the market usually goes down in a stair-step manner, and it goes up in a stair-step manner. So what ends up happening is, let's say we looked at this particular stock here. Let's say we're looking at Apple. What I want to do is I want to look at, if you notice, you see how these lines is almost perfect. If I wanted to draw a trend line, I would draw a trend line here. Now, why am I doing that? Because most stocks will go down in an orderly fashion. So we'll hit this trend line. This is a trend line. Now remember, this is resistance, this is support. So as we go from one line to the other, we're going to hit this line, come down, hit this trend line, come down, hit this trend line, come down. And until we break this trend line, we're going to keep going down. But once we break this trend, a new trend forms and it goes in this direction. Now, like I said, this is an hour chart. So this is pretty much for the day traders that are trading during the day, because You guys are like, man, it's just going down, it's going up, and then it's going down. But if you're day trading and you're trading, let's say you're trading 250 shares of Apple, and you get in right around 230 and you have 250 shares, for every dollar that it goes up, you make $250. So, if you're trading 250 shares of Apple and it goes up $3 and you make $250 a share, that's a $750 move that you can make using about $25,000 that you can make in one day. So in one day's time, just using trend line, support, and resistance, as soon as we broke this trend line and you decided, hey, I'm going to go long, let's say you got in around $98, you can hold from $98 to $100. That's a $2 move. But if you have 250 shares, 250 shares times, a $2 move is $500. How long did it take to make that amount of money? Well, this was an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours. In 4 hours time, you made about $500. Okay? So, again, resistance levels, support levels. And then you have people that also trade in this particular way. Once they establish their resistance level and their support level, most people may say, all right, if the support level is 95.74, whenever we get to $95.74, I'm going to buy again. And I'm going to hold it for about $2. So let's say you made $500 here. And now you've established your resistance and your support level. Well, then the next day, you put an order to buy at whatever this low is, $95.74. So soon as $95.74 hit at, let's see, at 9:30 it didn't hit, but at 10:30 we went down to 95.78. We still didn't hit it. At 11:30 we finally broke to 95.74. You put an order in to go long at 95.74, and look at there. Just using this support level here, you made money from 95.74. Let's say you were looking for a $2 move to 97.74, and then you get out. It took to the next day, but you got out the next morning. So that was another $500. You made $500 here. The next day you made another $500. That's $1,000 that you made in 2 days just using two different forms of support and resistance. This trend line broke, bam, you decided to go long, you made $2 a move. Now you want to buy at this support level, bam. Let's look and see what happens if you bought again at $95.74. So if you bought at 1:30 the next day after you made your money and you said, hey, I want to buy again at 95.74, we didn't quite go $2. We went from 95.74 to about $97. So about $1.50 move, and then it decided to drop the next day. So if you didn't close out that position, if you opened the market the next day, you would have lost your money. Let's see what happens when the support was broken. Because usually when a support level is broken, this becomes resistance again. If you notice, it broke support, but look, we rallied all the way back up and we got above support again. But now this is going to be the new support. So once support is broken, a new support has formed. So we'll bring this support level to here. We're still going to, and we could keep this as a resistance level, or we can make a new resistance level. So we can say, hey, I want to know what the high was from yesterday or the day before. So now this becomes resistance, which is 98.65. So I'll bring this down to 98.65 to at least let me know when I should be getting out of my stock. 98.60, I will make it exact. We'll put it at 98.65. And now this is support, and now this is resistance. And look, once we broke resistance, everybody panicked. And the market rolls all the way back up to 100 again. So you don't quite want to use The support and resistance gives you levels to look at, but when it breaks, it breaks. But again, once this became the resistance level at 98.65, this now becomes a support level. And if you notice, somebody bought again at this particular low level. So once we broke resistance, remember, now that's the new resistance. And this is the new support. And you can make a living just buying at those levels. Once this became a resistance level, now you can buy at this low. This low is 98.37. All right, well, I'll get in at 9:30 in the morning at 98.37, and I'm going to try to ride it for $2. And again, look, we went $2 up. And just like clockwork, we reversed. Why is that happening? I don't know, but that's just how you trade the market. If you know $2 is about the move you can get out of a stock, and you hit a support level, expect to get $2 and then sell. And that's all you do as a day trader. You're buying, you're not trying to be greedy. You're trying to take quick $1 or $2 out the market, and then you reset your position. But again, that's support and resistance levels. We can draw trend lines. Here's a trend line. See what I'm doing? That's a trend line. This is a trend line. And look at what happens. Once we went up in price, once this trend was broken, this is the trend line. This was the support level. We didn't know that this was the new resistance level, but it started climbing. But as soon as you break this line, the trend changes. And then the trend goes down. And usually the trend goes up and then down, and then up and then down, and then up and then down. We went up, we broke this trend line, and now we're going down. And then once this trend line is broken, which is a reason why you probably shouldn't go up, we never really broke that trend line. And what I mean, we broke the trend line, but we didn't close above the trend line. So whoever stayed short here, whoever got short here or started betting on the stocks going down, they stayed short because we couldn't break this new trend line support. Trend line resistance. That's trend line resistance. This is trend line support. This supported this level until it broke. This is trend line resistance. We couldn't get above that line. We couldn't get above that line. So we kept falling. And we kept falling until, and these aren't accurate, but it gives you an idea. But look at that. It's like magic. We couldn't break the resistance level. We couldn't break the resistance level. But as soon as we break this resistant trend line, look at what happens. The market rallies and goes up. $94 to $97. But remember, Apple was only fluctuating $2 or $3, so don't get greedy and think you're going to make $10 if you're day trading. If you can only really get $2 out of Apple, then as soon as this trend breaks and we hit $94 and you are long, you should be getting out right around what? $96. So we get the $96 and look at what happens. It tries to go higher. It went from 94 to 97. So if you were really trying to squeeze out all your profits, you could probably get about $3, but then it falls again. So it looks like, so when you're going back and you're doing your statistics on the stocks that you're looking at, you have to do your homework. How far, when Apple breaks trend, how long is it going up or how long is it going down? If it's $2 or $3, then the market tells you how much you can make. You can't go and tell the market how much you want to make. You go back, you look at what the market is giving you, and then that's how you dictate how much money you believe you can make, in that particular day using the amount of funds that you have. And if it's not the amount that you're looking for, then you can always change stocks. So that's my video about trend lines, support, resistance, and trend lines. And again, if you have any questions, you can this is the information age. I'm just now doing videos, and I know that I don't have the best videos in the world, but you can always go on YouTube, and there are thousands of people like me that's giving out free information to explain, support and resistance, trend lines that can help you in your trading future. So again, you can go to my website at whatwouldjoeldo.com if you want to look at any other videos, advanced and beginning traders. And there's definitely something there that can help you in your trading future. So this is how Joel analyzes charts. This is how Joel looks at support and resistance levels. Everybody's going to have their own way of doing things, but this is how I analyze charts. So hopefully I helped you. And again, you can go to my website. If you have any questions or concerns, you can email me your questions and I'll try to get back to you in a prompt manner. But until then, the Super Bowl is coming in about a couple of hours, so I'm trying to get some work in before all my friends show up. And I hope you enjoy your day. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. I'm out.